Hi everyone, thought I would just do a quick update on what's going on. Um, Not a ton. I put some printer paper along the backs of my tanks, so it kind of has almost like a frosted appearance and it's blocking a lot of the sun. So it's slowing the hair algae growth, which is great. Still have to clean out this tank, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. The fish are mostly doing fine. I am going to be running them through some courses of anti-parasite food because these guys have been having issues. I'm pretty sure they had or caught intestinal parasites from their parents, which were the original fish that I got in, excuse me, from Aquatic Arts, and it's very common for commercially available fish to have internal parasites, intestinal parasites. So they're gonna go through a full 3 month course of the repeated treatments of the anti-parasite foods. So that'll be good. I had gotten them to take two feedings of the fenbendazole food, and then realized my food was really old, and ordered some new food from Angels Plus, and Angels Plus got my order out very quickly, but it took USPS priority 12 days to deliver it. Magically, the day after, I filed a complaint or an inquiry because my box was bouncing around my area, going back and forth to the distribution center. It got delivered, but they're gonna get it now. And I was trying to figure out how to kind of keep track of doing all my foods and the feedings, and I like planner stuff. I think planners and planner things are the grown-ups version of school supplies, and I love them. So I have a few different kinds of planners, mostly the Happy Planner brand, and I have a regular calendar style to act as a record keeping for all my fish. I note down when fry are born and stuff like that, and I'll show it in a video at some point. But I have this other style, and I realized that this style would actually be perfect for doing my keeping track of what medicated food to feed on which day. So I mapped it out in my regular planner, regular calendar style, and then I did these pages for the next 3 months to rotate through the flake foods, and then I highlighted them just to kind of make it a little easier to see what foods I'm going to be feeding on which days. I'm going to be rotating through fenbendazole, levamisole, praziquantel, and metronidazole flakes, doing 3 full courses of each type just to really knock this stuff out. And then I'll be doing it probably quarterly, starting next year, just to help make sure that I don't keep having outbreaks of these intestinal parasites because of how the the life cycle works. I did pull all of, except maybe for 1 or 2 of the bent spine juveniles from this tank, and I set them aside over here. I want to try giving them the medicated flake foods and see how they do. See if there's any improvement or not. If not, then I'll just cull them. But if so, that would be great. I don't have high expectations, but I'm hoping it might work or help, but we'll see. There's my cat Sully. He's chilling out. But these guys are doing good. I just had the other day a batch of 18 fry, and I will show you them. They're in the breeder box. And there's lots of them. What I did this time is I put a Very heavily pregnant female. Let me lighten that up a little bit. They're still kind of freaked out. They kind of dart around and aren't very thrilled with me yet. I'm not the food lady yet, but I will be soon. But I put a heavily pregnant female in this breeder box. She was so round, she looked like a marble. So I knew she was going to be dropping very shortly. And I saw her starting to square off. I saw her vent starting to dilate. And so I decided to put her in this breeder box. I like these ones because they're the ones that end up having the flow from the main tank. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. They have the flow from the main tank, and they have a lot of these. This is the large, and you can see it's almost as long as a 10-gallon tank on the long side. And so I like these because they offer a lot of space, they offer a lot of water and oxygen flow. And I figured if people put pregnant females in a separate, basically drop tank, then it probably would be okay for me to try putting her in this. I put a ton of Java moss in here. I've got the live hornwort in here. And she was in for a couple of days before she dropped, which is fine. She got fed and everything. And the morning after she dropped, I came to look at her, and she dropped, and she was chasing the fry, but she wasn't really able to get to them because of the plants, and they didn't have 5 other hungry adults trying to eat them. Much larger batch, 18 fry this time versus the past 2 batches have been 7 fry that I found. They might have been bigger, they might have been smaller because they were the first batches from these females. Not sure, but I got 18 this time, which is a much better yield. So I think I'm going to try and do that. These guys, I'm going to have them in the breeder box for probably 2 weeks before I move them. Also, I didn't have to net them, so that minimizes any potential spine damage or issues with that, given I'm dealing with the bent spine issues. I'm going to leave them in here for 2 weeks, feed heavily. I've switched for right now to feeding Doug Gray's high protein food exclusively to all of them, all adults and fry, just to see if it makes a difference with the bent spines. And, excuse me, these guys are going to stay here for about 2 weeks. And then what I'll do is, once I move them out, I will look and see if there's any of the females ready to drop. And as soon as the female's ready to drop or getting close to it, I'll put a female back in this box again to drop again. So I figure I probably won't be putting every female in the box every time, just because of how it works with the timing. But getting at least one maybe every 2 weeks, I think is going to help me save a lot more fry. And I think that'll be better. I'll be able to kind of rotate them through, and then the fry will have the concentrated feeding without competing with the adults, and for 2 weeks, and then they'll move into the main tank. And I think that'll be a good system. I figure I'm going to give it a try, and we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely happy that I have 18 brand spanking new fry. They were born on the 7th, so just the other day. And I'm very excited about that. So they're doing good. They're all in there. They're just kind of hiding because I'm here and they're freaked out. But that's what's going on with me. I'll try and do an update on the tubs soon. I've been dealing with some chronic health stuff and a treatment that's helping me, but kind of kicked my butt for about the past month. But I'm starting to feel better again, so that's really great. So I'll try and get an update of the tubs really soon, and then that'll be everyone updated. So thanks so much for hanging in there and watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.